Did it work?
Can everybody hear us?
Does it? We will need a test.
Is
Colby,
this Colby,
we will need a test.
Colby, if you could hear me. Colby, please.
Noise!
Yay!
Wow, there's noise!
We did it!
This is excellent news!
Yes!
Good work, everybody. Yeah, wow, how
Nobody's
come we
here.
have so many
I don't know.
Should I zoom in on camera or no?
Yeah, we could zoom in the camera.
Okay, Arcadis, if you are around, close your eyes.
Don't look.
Because we may be messing up everything.
Don't look.
And that's just how it is.
But we tried very, very hard.
Okay. Okay, am I going to...
No, you're just kind of shaking it.
I'm shaking it hard, though.
Ooh.
Ah!
Whoa! I mean, that's like right up on us. Yeah.
Is that too close?
Yeah, that's fine, honestly. It's just two of us. It's girls! Tonight, it's for the girls.
That's exactly it. Not to worry. We are tech savvy. We were, in fact, not panicking.
No.
3 minutes ago.
I'm gonna go ahead and put away my DMs to AJ.
It was also mostly just Sully panicking because I was getting boba tea. So that's really where our priorities lie. I was like, oh, you want some boba tea? She's like, sure. I'm like, okay, I'll go get some. And we're like, do we need to set up? And I'm like, I'm sure we'll figure it out. I'm sure we can call any of the guys on the stream. None of them answered. AJ kind of did.
I got it. I got some DMs.
Yeah.
I also have his score for connections today, so.
What?
Connections?
Oh,
it's the New York Times game.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
AJ's actually talked a lot about the connections game.
He's really into connections right now.
Really into it. Really into it.
Now I'm getting his dailies.
Oh.
His daily score.
I see.
Because he heard that I play it sometimes before bed.
Nice.
So.
It's funny because he was over with Mia. I don't know if she's a thing online, but
he's posted her before.
Okay.
On like personal.
Mia, his girlfriend. And
guess what?
By the way, sorry for calling you out if you didn't know. And it's really funny because he's like, no, this is like thinking super hard with his giant brain, and he's really, really guessing. It'll talk out loud a lot, and then she'll be like, look it up online. Not like the answers, but he's like, I just don't know if that's a kind of bug, or I don't know if that's a kind of plant. And I'll sit there and he'll be like, I don't know if it's a plant. I don't know. And then she'll be like, yeah, it's a plant. He's like, did you look it up? And she's like, yes. And he's like, and he'll get so pissed off. It is so funny. I'm like,
I've only, I think I did that once, and it ended up being wrong anyways.
What?
It was because I was looking up if Eagle was a golf score, and it is. But I hadn't heard of that one.
Oh, okay.
And so it had, which by the way, like I've seen, they'll do like some trick ones where it's like 3 of them are in a clear category.
Right.
But then you're like, is there another one? There's not. But this one, all 4 were golf scores. And it was not, it was par, birdie, bogey, and eagle.
And they didn't count that? I would have thought that
I was livid, especially because I had to send that one to AJ.
Yeah.
I was like, now it's gonna look like you don't know what I'm doing.
I would have absolutely thought that was what it was.
If they're all 4, they are that, I should get points.
Yeah.
I don't even care. That's not. No, I'm fine with the 3 trick because there's not a 4th one.
Yeah.
That's so important to it.
Yeah. That is weird. What is it? What was a par? What could a par possibly be other than?
I think it was adequate. It was a bunch of there were a bunch of synonyms for adequate in there. It was par. And then birdie was for musicals, which was the one that I did get next.
Gotcha.
Because they had like Dolly for Hello Dolly.
Yeah.
They had, what was it? Yankees and something else. It was like one word in a phrase that is also a title of a musical. It was a very specific category.
They had, Albatross is 3 under par. There's bogey, there's double bogey. I don't know if there's... I think it just goes to like triple bogey. I don't think there's like a 3 above. Oh, we have a charcuterie board today. Because neither of us are on diets.
Yeah!
so where I'm like, you know what we need for a girls' stream? Boba tea and cheese. I was gonna get you something more sparkly. Like, like Prosecco or something.
Oh!
And then I was like, I don't know if you actually like that, because you had it the other night, but I didn't know if you actually liked it.
Oh,
or if
I
you
do.
Just drank it. Oh, you
I
did?
do.
Okay, sweet.
I like most sort of wine stuff. Honestly, mostly because I started hanging out with Corey's mom more, and she like has like she knows what she's talking about.
Corey's mom. I hope everybody knows Corey's mom.
She's awesome.
She's so cool, and she's banging hot.
Yes, she
There's
is.
2 descriptors of
Yes,
Corey's
put it
mom.
on the record.
Yeah. She's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
She's also banging hot. Like, really,
She's got
really,
it all.
She really knows what's up.
And she is the same. She's actually just one
And
of
she's
them.
the same. I mean, she did raise Corey, so, like...
She did a good
Did a
job.
pretty good job. Did a pretty good job.
I'm a little biased, but...
a little biased over here. But, like, I don't know. It's true. It's true. Well, we're gonna have a couple questions. Would you rather? These are would you rather questions. So we've got regular would you rather, we've got board game would you rather, and we've got UGT would you rather.
Okay.
What would you like to start with?
I guess just regular. We'll just start normal.
Okay, so this one is phrased in a way that it is not, what?
Oh, somebody tried to post a link.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay, so would you rather live in a world where everyone is always 100% honest, or where everyone is slightly kinder than they need to be? This is, do you want to live in the North or the South?
Yeah.
I want to live in the South. Honesty's great, but I'm all about being a little kinder. Because, like, do you really need to be that honest? Like, I don't know. I really like
those
kindness.
Those are pitted against each other. I am of a fervent belief that you can say anything nicely. Like, you don't have to shy away from, like, the truth of a matter for niceness' sake. I think some people just don't know how to say things that aren't great in a nice way.
Like, if someone had a terrible haircut, they'd be like, that looks ugly as hell.
I'm sorry. It's like... You say that? I mean, sorry.
What if they loved
I'm not gonna lie to you.
What if it was their wedding dress and they were in love and you hated it?
Then I'm just not gonna say anything.
Oh.
But I am not gonna lie to you. I don't like it when because that is like one of my biggest, like, as an anxious person, like one of the biggest things in the back of my head is like, they're just saying that to be nice to you. They actually hate it. So I can't put that out into the world. I just have to be like, no comment.
I could change the way I say it.
Mm-hmm.
I could be like, I love the way it makes you feel.
That is slick.
Right? You see where I'm laying that down?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, you are glowing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. We gotta shift the conversation.
I will, now that I think about it though, is that now I'm a little bit worried about people that talk about pregnancy people. Because, I mean, they say they're glowing a lot.
Just don't, like, really go heavy on the glow.
They're like,
wow, you're shining.
you are glowing.
Whoa.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it's actually an insult. But they just can't think of anything better to say. That could be it. That could absolutely be it. Maybe they're just trying to be nice without lying.
Maybe.
I'm all about Southern kindness. I love Southern.
I do like the South. I went to school in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And everybody there's just so sweet.
Why should Tyranids be presidents of space?
I haven't played the game. I don't know anything about it. I know Colby has talked to me at length about it. He's here today. I'm sorry to report I retained nothing. I know that it's grim.
You know what? That's false. You know what should be the...
It's fine.
Yeah. The presidents of space should be Space Marines.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I honestly actually do think I prefer the Tyranids, because I picked the Tyranids because they had the funniest little clip that Nick did. That's the, I may not be the biggest, and I may not be the strongest, and I may not be the fastest.
That is true. Okay, that's very true. But the Astartes video
now that was
is
really
off
cool.
of the Space Marines, and that is
Bryn
the
just showed this to me the other night after Aeons.
Yeah, it's so cool. The Astartes, it's like one guy made this whole video like sequence about Space Marines.
So cool.
And they should have made a Netflix series out of it. It's a series out of it because it is incredible.
100%. I stand by what I said. I think that if the same thing was released today, Netflix does that way more than they used to. Right. All of the streaming platforms do that way more than they used to. They'll approve just like a bunch of projects.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this one should have definitely gotten approved because it is phenomenal, and I would totally watch that show. And that is why I think Space Marines. I also painted a bunch of Space Marines when me and AJ were dating. I painted like a bunch.
Are they perhaps some of the ones that are going to be on stream? Do we know? Or does everybody have their own Space Marines?
I think everybody has their own Space Marines. Colby and Nick have like a ton of armies painted. Those guys are pretty... No, they're not.
Dang.
But I think they... I didn't paint that many. The problem is I'm too much of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And there's like 300 models.
Yeah, that's so many.
That's AJ's are Chaos Marines.
Thousand Sons?
Chaos. They are Thousand Sons. I don't know. It's whatever. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
This is how you offend an entire group of people. But he's pretty much. Yeah, they are pretty much the same thing. I agree. How's it going?
God, you're very good though.
It's delicious. I'm very happy. We ended up getting I've been into the charcuterie board thing recently because I get into that every couple months and buy a lot, and then I
was gonna say just now.
Yeah. I have this every time. Well, and then the problem
I've had many charcuterie boards with you.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe more often than I really think. But it's because I don't like cooking.
Yeah.
And this is not cooking, and it's easy, and it's super satisfying, and I'm a snacker type person.
Yeah, and it tastes good.
And you can leave it out forever. So I can snack on it for like 6 hours and not feel bad about it. How's it going? Is this like sushi? We should have sushi on stream one time. These ones are very good.
They're very chewy. I do love sushi. That's a great idea.
Oh yeah, we should. Okay, on Wednesdays at Publix, it is $5 sushi, and it is very delicious. It's really good. They have really good sushi over there.
It's really not bad at all for a grocery store.
If you guys don't have Publix near where you are, I'm sorry. It's great. Publix is awesome. Colby works for Publix, so he probably has a different opinion. But I love them. It's great. They also have really good subs. Fun fact, Colby says. He's just gonna leave us hanging. You probably never say the fun fact.
The next thing he says is, I have to come out of the freezer again. I'm on shift.
He is. The sushi bars are not operated by Publix. In fact, they're in Publix. So
they do have like a different brand name on top of them, don't they?
I've never looked. I'm always looking down.
I think it's like
sushi.
blue or something.
Oh, I have no idea. I've never looked up. They're basically rented space. Well, it's awesome. And I appreciate whoever...
By Zenshi now.
Oh.
My regards to Mr. Zenshi.
Yeah, he's doing great work over there.
Or Mrs.
Or Mrs. Zenshi, yeah. That's
exactly. Miss Unmarried.
I don't know. You'd have to be married to come up with something good like $3 sushis on Wednesdays.
Oh, is that so?
That's so. I'd look that up. I would do that. The guys who make sushi buys the space individually, and most of them work 7 days a week. That makes sense to me. Okay, would you rather always know when someone is lying to you, or always be able to get away with a lie?
That one's really good.
That one's tough, right? Okay. This is passive and active. I would love to have the power trip of knowing when someone's lying to me every single time. Like, knowing it. That would be
pretty good.
Really good. But that's more of a passive thing. In the other one, if you're always able to get away with a lie, you can kind of create your own reality. Because there was a movie, I can't remember who was in it or what it was about.
I know what this is.
But he's the only person. Yeah, he's the only person that could lie. So he'd walk into a bank and they'd be like, "How much money do you have in your account?" And he would lie.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Oh, your account number must be wrong."
Yeah.
And
Isn't it like it's like a society? Everybody else has to tell the truth.
Yeah. Well, they do tell the truth. It's not like they have to.
They just do it.
They just do it. They say the truth because that is how they see the world. And so if you say that you have a different number in your account, they'll believe you because that's just everybody tells the truth. And so they just gave him money because he's like, I actually have this much money in my account. And they were like, oh, well, the numbers must be wrong. So here's your money. And I was like, so really?
I actually want to watch that.
It's interesting. It's kind of a weird movie because they do it in a kind of a funny way. Like it's a comedy.
I've seen a clip.
Yeah.
That is a little bit more.
Yeah, the premise of it is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The movie itself is like, I mean, they do it as a
I've seen the clip where he meets the girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird. Mm-hmm. But the premise is really cool. So would you rather always know when someone is lying to you or always be able to get away with a lie?
Maybe this is my own hubris. I think I generally do know when most people are lying to me.
Yeah. 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 I don't know how many times that would come in handy because I rely on people so little.
Yeah.
So I generally surround myself with people that aren't going to lie to me because I wouldn't want to be, at least that's what I think.
I think I want to get away with the lies. I feel like I get more utility there.
I'll get a lot more utility and, like, I don't want to surround myself with people that I think are lying anyways.
Right, exactly. So, you're already avoiding that. The most that you're going to figure out probably is all of your friends lying to you about why they're actually late to go hang out or something. You know, like, you're going to get boring lies.
Yeah. That's very true. That's very true. Okay. Would you rather, a little switch up, would you rather accidentally send a flirty text to a family member or a work email full of typos to your boss?
Typos. Done. That is the easiest question I've ever had to answer.
Well, my boss is my mom, and I think she would lose all respect for me. So, if I sent a flirty text to a family member, I have a ton of siblings. Mm-hmm. They have seen everything. So... That's
true.
I'm like...
I've accidentally sent a flirty text, not to my family. I wouldn't be alive to tell the tale. But to one of my she used to work with me. She was like my work bestie at the time. Yeah. And she's a lovely person, would never judge, but of course got to send back something just like, do you mean it, baby? Or whatever, like thing. And I wanted to die. Even with somebody I'm totally comfortable with, I cannot imagine if it was my mother.
Can you imagine sending, like, a bad picture or something?
Oh, my gosh.
Like, how do you recover from that? How would you ever recover from that?
I always live in fear that that's happening anyways. I don't have anything to send, by the way. Nothing exists on my phone or my desktop that would somehow have been accidentally attached. But do you ever do that thing where, like, you're getting ready to send an email and then you have to read it, like, 5 times because somewhere deep in your head it's just like, I think I might have cussed them out by accident. Yeah. Like,
I'll send, like text to people because I send out a lot of different schedules for the next day. Mm-hmm. Because some people don't need to know what, like, the horses are doing. Like, they don't really need to know if this person's at the barn. They don't need to know whether their horse is getting worked twice to make sure that it's going to be safe for them. And so I send out different variations of the same list over and over again to different people. Mm. And I'm like, this person, okay. And I'll, like, write it, and then I'll check, is it that person? Okay, yeah, it's that person. And before I hit send, I'm like, is it that person? Come on.
Yes!
Okay.
Every time.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So work email full of typos to your boss, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Although my mom would probably be very disappointed in me. She sends it, every text that she writes me has a period at the end of it because she has good punctuation.
Oh, wow. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I could see it.
It depends who gets the flirty text to a family member because if it's any of my siblings, they don't care. They would probably think it was they're like, oh my goodness, my little pretty kitty's just all grown up. And I'm like, yeah, go away. Okay, this is a little bit board gamey. Now we're going to board game things. Okay. This one's, there. Would you rather be the best strategist in the group, but constantly lose due to bad luck? Or be the luckiest player who wins despite making terrible moves consistently?
Oh.
So I would normally say that I am the second player. Yeah. I have very good luck, and I consistently make bad moves. But when I'm playing cards, there is nothing that frustrates me more than losing to someone who's lucky. Because I am a good card player. I'm good at cards. And it's a strategy. Our whole family, all 8 of us, count cards. We play cards together, and it's legit. And if someone wins because they're lucky, we get pissed.
Yeah.
Normally you can prevent that from happening.
Right.
But if it does happen, it's you're like, okay, they have 3 options of what it could be, and they just happen to have that card. Brutal. But I am normally the second person. I don't know.
I want to be the second person. I want to win. I don't quite care how I get there.
We have in our group at UGT almost consistently the first half.
Yeah.
Because we have like Marcus, who plays phenomenally well.
Yes.
Rolls terribly. We have Colby, who knows every rule to every game ever, and then just kind of has terrible luck.
Yeah.
We have AJ, who has renowned bad luck.
Well, or Corey is just maybe the worst of it.
Yeah. Like, it's all the time. It's unbelievable. And they know the rules. Like, they know. I feel like it's a deterrent.
Corey's win rate for Magic the Gathering, even outside of stream, which is abysmal. I think he's won once on stream. It's not any better in casual games. Yeah. It is a rare time that poor Corey gets a win.
Yeah.
And he has terrible luck at dice games.
Yeah. It's really a thing. AJ has really good luck if he's the GM. If he's the GM, if he's playing a game that requires luck, he's terrible. But if he's the GM, he rolls consistently very high, so he has to be very careful with what encounters he rolls, because he's just going to assume that he's going to do really well, and he doesn't want to kill the party.
I think there's just something about GMing in general. I've never rolled so good as when I was doing Malevolence. Yeah. Never, ever rolled that good again in my entire life. Yeah,
it's a thing. Apparently, I've never GM'd, so I don't know. Yeah. I don't feel like... I try and roll as little as possible in... when playing Pathfinder, because I don't want to have to do any math. Yeah. Because I can't do things in, like, a pressured way when there's a time constraint.
I hate doing the math on camera. That's why I
will consistently be horrible all the time, for, like, no reason.
That's why I have a calculator.
I'm actually very good at math.
It doesn't matter. It's when everybody's watching. It's like...
Yeah, I'm like, and it's a time constraint where we have to do it, like, right now, and you gotta do it. And you'll, like, mess up all the stuff.
Yes.
Push your luck games are really fun. Push your luck games are really fun. Yeah, they are.
I do like a good push your luck game. We've got my siblings are some of the luckiest people alive, especially my baby sister. Yeah. She wins she is like every single we'll play Farkle a lot in my family. She wins every game. Like she'll just I remember one time she had been losing. And you know, like you get one extra round at the end when somebody goes over to try and win. She went over and got like 1.5 times the original person's score. Like it was great from like a 1,000 up to like 10,000, whatever you need. It was crazy. Yep. Crazy lucky.
My sister Sky, she is not good at games, but she sounds confident, and she ends up winning a lot because you try and base your game off of what she's playing, and she has no idea what she's doing. So she loses because she messes everyone up. She'll confidently say 3 off of what she thinks she's gonna get. Yeah. No, what she thinks she's gonna get, but 3 off of what she actually should get. And so we'll bid our hands based off of her, and it is so wrong. It's so wrong. You should just ignore she's in the game, honestly.
That's so funny.
It's very frustrating. Okay. Would you rather play a game with a theme you love, but mechanics you hate, or a game with mechanics you love, but a theme you find boring? I think mechanics. Because I can always make anything fun if I like the mechanics. Because it's normally like the people you're around and stuff. If the mechanics are terrible, like, what are you gonna do about it? There's
so much of a game, and I love a really good themed game, and I've definitely played some games that I was just sort of playing because the theme was good, but it just sort of it just dampens it a lot. It's really hard to come back from that. Because even no, for sure that, because I can think of even games whose theme I really enjoyed and was excited to play, and then I just couldn't play anymore because the mechanics were just so bad.
Yep, I agree. Okay. Would you rather be stuck in a game night with people who flip the board when they lose, or with people who take hours to make every move?
Hours.
Hours?
Yeah. At least maybe then they're good people. Like, I'm sorry. Like, nobody wants to be in a room with somebody who is, like...
Yeah, raging
about
I guess
a
that's
board
true.
game.
Well, and I can chat a lot. So, like, I'm actually a very, very talkative person anyway, so...
Yeah.
Even if it took them hours, I could probably be fine.
Yeah. And I like playing.
Okay, this one is exactly for, you.
Oh.
Okay, would you rather play a social deduction game, like Werewolf, Secret Hitler, with players who take everything personally, or with players who never engage?
Now this could really get me going. Neither one of those people should have come to play.
Right.
That's what I honestly believe. If you are there and you're just not going to engage, then you shouldn't have stepped in to play the game in the first place, because you're actually not playing it. You're just making it more difficult for the people who want to play it. And with you, by the way, people who want to play it with you. It's such a major disservice to everybody else around you. It's like these things should be like traffic etiquette or something, and like complete common sense. Because when you're playing any game that is even a hint collaborative, either you play or you don't. Like, there's no, like, none of that. That should be general courtesy. Because you're messing up other people's good time. I hate that. I hate that.
So if you had to choose.
Oh my gosh. Oh, man. Oh, wow. That's so hard. Because somebody who takes it personally should also just not be playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough.
I mean,
it's so tough. I think it's someone who takes personally.
I think at least they care. Yeah. I think if I had to, and then at least when I get mad at them, it is public. Everybody else's. I mean, they're probably also like I think play with a true, like a real non-engager is one of the like most sluggish and burdensome experiences imaginable. Like a real person who's not engaging, especially because a lot of those games, like, it entirely makes or breaks it if somebody, like, they could have, like, whatever, like, the pivotal information, and you actually desperately need them to play in order to have a chance at when it's just...
But I think there's also a difference between people who are quiet and people who don't engage.
100%. There's a major difference.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people who are quiet, and that's a strategy.
Yes.
Or
no, not like, talking about a quiet player.
Yeah. Quiet player. Yeah. Or if it's someone who's just not very confident in like saying what they think it is, that's okay. I think it's the non-engagers where they're just like, ugh, whatever. Like,
yes, it's the person
it's different. I don't want it to sound like you don't.
If I go up to you and I'm like, oh, so-and-so's not talking to somebody or whatever, it's just like, hey, like, do you want to compare whatever notes or something? Right. And you decide that you're just not playing the game. I don't know what you're doing here. Right. Like, because it's seriously, it can, a lot of those games take, like, a setup. Yeah. And you have, like, maybe, like, 5 to 7 other people playing with you. And it is built with every single person having mandatory participation. Yep. You'll mess it up for everybody.
Yep. Okay, would you rather have to play every board game with a person... No, wait, this is what we already did. Let's see here. Okay. We'll do this one first. Would you rather only be able to play party games like Cards Against Humanity and Uno, or only play deep strategy games like Twilight Imperium or and Terraforming Mars for the rest of your life?
Strategy games.
No, I'd totally be party games.
So many of them are the same. If I play one more game with a card czar, I'm going to jump off a cliff.
I love the party games. The party games you're playing with people. The strategy games you're playing with a rulebook.
No, not if it has a good theme.
No?
Not if it's a good strategy game.
I'm going to try some of this strawberry on it.
If it's a good strategy game, then that's not true. That's not true. It can be a high strategy game, and those tend to have the better themes. The problem with party games is that people just keep reprinting the same game over and over again. Everything's either Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity.
Right.
It's all, we're going to have a prompt, everybody puts one in, and there's a judge.
Well, but like I'm including like categories.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. Where I think you can, even Cards Against Humanity, you can have a great game Cards Against Humanity if people are witty. Like, so if you're playing with good people...
I don't know, man. I think that Cards Against Humanity is always only ever funny for like 5 turns.
I can make...
And then it's like, okay, we're all saying curse words. But that's me. I don't like a lot of party games. It takes a lot for a party game to impress me, because just so many are the same.
I love party games. I would rather spend 3 minutes learning a game, but it's also really hard for me to learn games. So, like, to be fair, I'm sure I would love, like, I love Risk, and I love, which isn't very difficult. So there's not very many rules for Risk.
No.
But I love...
But that is a strategy game.
Yeah. So, like, that type of game I do love because I've already learned how to play it.
Yeah.
And I can play it and just have fun. But it's so difficult for me to learn a lot of these games that I don't feel like I'm playing with people at all.
I think some people are bad at teaching games, too. I think that honestly contributes to a lot of complicated board game hate, is that you're often with somebody who is not effective at teaching.
Maybe.
Like, I've played many, many games where, like... like a pivotal rule comes out way late in the game, and it's like, well, I would have changed some decisions or whatever. You gotta have you gotta have a really good teacher, and also, like, people do have to listen when you explain the rules. That's also a side issue, but, yeah, it just takes a lot for a party game to do. It's just so many other, like, they're like exactly... Wavelength is one that I really like, because it's like a different model.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day that I really, really liked, which was called Da-Da-Da.
Yeah.
And I actually want to bring that here sometime. I want to find a copy of that one. Like, if it's a really inventive party game, then those are fun, and I do enjoy those. But I just can't take the cards are sort of format. It's just overdone. So many people do it.
I do, I don't know. So, like, for strategy games that I do like, I mean, I do really like, and I mean, cards are also strategy. So, like, to be fair, I would love to play strategy cards forever. And, like, Settlers of Catan, I'm all about.
That's a great one.
I don't know. It kind of depends how rules-y we get.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I mean, if it's like Terraforming Mars, I'm like, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Oh!
Some games aren't for all times. It's okay.
We can just chill out a little bit. But I figured I would be a very, very on the out with that. Okay, what's CAH?
That's Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, okay.
I like Cards Against Humanity, but I think it definitely requires playing with people you know somewhat well, or at least trust that they have similar levels of humor. It's real bad if you have to awkwardly figure out whether or not a joke is going to be too much for someone else. That's so true.
Yeah, so not only that, but there's so many people that will just do the vulgar option.
Right, with no humor.
The game.
With it doesn't make sense. It's
just
that's not
the game. I think the game, I've played with some really, really great games with people who really think up and try and find something witty. And in that, it can be hilarious every time. That
really helps. I have played at least, I can think of like one game in my entire life of all the Cards Against Humanity games that I played.
You gotta play with
me,
man.
There was one game where I was like, this is actually the funniest that I've ever had. Because otherwise it always turns into like, just like, haha, it says balls. Right. Did you read that? Like, and I
hate that.
I hate that so much.
I do also hate
that. It's the stupidest sense of humor.
Right. But I can always add, I guess the people that I end up playing games with are like really generally entertaining people. Yeah. So they can make much more of a party game than we can try and figure out a strategy game. So like we can have like a good time just kind of like, it's very low energy. It's basically like sitting around the fire. Yeah. But you just have something to do. But either way.
The best group I ever played it with, I just realized because people do it was at Gary's birthday. Actually,
nice.
That was like the one time I think I played that game and never got tired of it. It was actually funny. It was so funny I was crying. I've never had that happen before.
I played it with my parents and all of my siblings, and it was the most hilarious game I think I've ever played in my entire life. We were dying. nobody wanted to make my mom read out something vulgar.
Yeah.
So we were trying so hard. And then my mom was raunchy as hell. She had 6 kids. I just want everybody to remind everybody of that. And then we also included, after a couple rounds, we included all of the significant others of the kids. And to watch some of these guys, because I have almost exclusively sisters, watch some of these guys say something like that in front of my parents, it was
that's funny.
awesome. It was so fun.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It kind of depends.
Yeah.
Kind of depends. I still think I would probably go with party games just because I tend to play a lot more party games just because I have a lot of friends that aren't gamers.
Yeah.
And it's so intimidating to get. If you're not used to board games, the amount of things that they're like, oh, you know, I'm not good at board games. And I'm like, yeah. If you have a party game, you have one rule.
Yeah. I totally get that.
I
totally get that. I think that my spectrum from strategy games is probably also a little larger.
Yeah,
in the
way
question intense.
Yeah, maybe.
But
yeah, I mean, either way. Because I don't know if cards really count as that either. Because cards are kind of a party game.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on which one you're. If you're playing like spades, I don't know. Yeah. But if you're a family that plays spades, I'm like, yeah.
We play spades all the time. I love spades. We should play. Okay, let's see here. Okay, okay, this will be interesting. Would you rather always lose at your favorite board game or only ever win at games you don't like?
Oh. Only ever? But
only, like you cannot win your favorite games.
Wait.
Like you can, I think.
So they're both you can't win.
Would you? Okay, yeah, I guess so. Never mind. Okay, we're skipping that one.
Link said the most fun I had with a party game was when a group of friends and I played a game. Oh, Snake Oil! That's actually a really good game. One person acts as the role, cowboy, caveman, etc. The second person has to come up with a sales pitch to sell them at the card.
Yes!
It's like you take 2 cards together in your hand and you make a new product.
Yeah.
And then it's like whatever if people are just like, this is my product or whatever. It becomes one of the best games of all time when you got like an RP, like a group that's like, here's what I'm so like, let me tell you what your problem. Like then it's like.
That's most of the people.
It's actually like an A-tier game.
Yeah, so like that's
you gotta
kind
have
of
fun
party
people.
Game. Yeah,
that's what we keep coming back to really.
Yeah,
it's just you have to have fun people.
It really is. Okay.
Because that one is super fun.
This is a little bit more. These are more TTRPG. Would you rather play an all-bard campaign or an all-wizard campaign?
Oh, bards is funnier.
What? No, can you imagine having a giant group of old men walking around that all think they know what they're about and are actually incredibly squishy? So this question used to be all bard or all rogue.
The squishiness is good. That's fun.
Because it would generally be, normally, wizards are like not super sociable. So you'll be like, you need to get into this gala.
Yeah, you're changing my mind.
You need to go seduce that lady over there and butter her up a little bit and get a key to something or other. And all of the wizards would be like, where all the bards would be suave all the time. They're like doing things, they're partying, all this stuff. I think it'd be hilarious to have an all-wizard campaign, especially in a high, like, social intrigue one.
That's true. No, that's true.
I think it'd be so fun.
I think the only thing that I would foresee, more on the mechanics side, is that, if you're all playing wizards, I feel like there's just such a good chance you all have the same spell list, or so many spells in common. So it's like, no, it's my, like you come up to a door or whatever, who's actually gonna cast knock? Because it's like,
wait, doesn't that happen with bards too, though, or no?
I feel like I haven't played bard as much.
Oh, never mind. I haven't played either, so like honestly, I'm just going off of the stereotype of like playing a wizard and playing a bard.
I've also never played a bard or a wizard in Pathfinder. I've only played those classes in D&D, but I feel like wizards have a bigger pool of spells to pick from in Pathfinder. Oh, well then maybe it's the opposite. I thought that bards had like a different like schools or something, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. But that's the only thing. I honestly, it just might come up with both of those. It's hard to do. I think in theory, the all one class adventure is funny, But sometimes I think about it as just like, okay, but like everybody's gonna want to do the same things.
Right. I think it would be funny because it's so similar to when we get old. We're gonna have all these like old nerdy guy friends who have like very few, not social skills because that sounds bad, but they're gonna be like standing there, and we'll be like, can you ask them that we actually ordered potatoes, and they're like, we're fine with carrots, it's okay, and
I'm not fine with carrots,
and I'll be like, no, that's the goal of this interaction is you have to get the potatoes back. And we would have the 5 most reluctant party members to get the potatoes. I'm like, that would just be our friends in like 50 years. It's a group of wizards trying to get a campaign going.
Oh gosh.
I think our friends are mostly like wizards IRL. Especially with the
Definitely.
kind of, right?
We have more wizards than bards.
Yeah. Well, until you get in your friends like the theater and improv nerds, and then you have all bards.
Yes.
Because then you have like
That's
Logan, who's I'm like, he could be a bard in real life.
Logan could be a bard.
What would you think it would be? What do you think a bard or?
I don't know all of the I've only played like one Pathfinder class.
Oh.
I'm trying to think. He kind of gives Ranger to me though, a little bit.
Ranger? Is he a Forsty guy? What
No.
part of Ranger?
I don't know. He just seems like he just seems. I think maybe he just kind of seems reliable.
Oh yeah. Are Rangers reliable?
I don't know. Marcus is. He plays
reliable.
He
Marcus,
plays
you
a
have
Ranger.
put a good name on Ranger for the rest of eternity.
Uh-huh.
Who else? What do you think Corey would be in real life?
Oh, that's a good question.
No. Okay, let me look through. Wait. Let me look at what the Pathfinder classes are.
Yeah. I think he would want something. He would be something martial.
Yeah, maybe something.
I think
martial.
he would want something martial.
martial.
Like, do they have a monk sort of thing?
They do have monks. Okay. Wow, they have so many. Okay. So they've got Gunslinger. He doesn't have any guns. Gunslinger, Inventor are the uncommon ones. There's actually a lot of uncommon ones, but the regular ones.
Marcus, damn, I was just about to stop being reliable because I gotta keep at it now.
Sorry, you have branded the entire class, so
it's
like
true.
Keep it up. Good work. So we've got Alchemist.
Okay.
Animist. I don't know what that is. Barbarian, Bard, Champion, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Investigator, Kineticist, which is a fireball person.
Oh, yes.
Magus, which is probably a different flavor of wizard. Monk.
We're
Oracle,
on a Pathfinder show.
Oracle, which is probably a different flavor of wizard. Psychic, which is probably a different flavor of wizard. Ranger, Rogue.
The most reliable class,
Yeah,
Ranger.
the most reliable. Sorcerer, which is probably a different flavor of wizard. Summoner, which is probably a different flavor of wizard. Swashbuckler, Thaumaturge, Witch, which is probably a different flavor of wizard. And Wizard.
Marcus, I like blue raspberry wizards. Oh, man. I think probably Monk. That's the one that I know of that is martial arts. And I do think that he would like that.
Yeah, Monk probably.
I see him. That's what I would see him most as. For Corey.
Well, okay, we need something with pretty high charisma.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of the fighty people are not great at charisma kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's a high charisma class that's fighty? He's definitely not a rogue, that's for sure.
Colby says champion.
He could be a champion.
I guess. I don't know what a champion does.
Champions just have, they're like, they have like a purpose. So champions, they're like the frontline guy that they have a reason for being there, kind of thing. I don't know.
They're the only ones with a mission.
Yeah, like they have like the reason, ultimate these are words. The ultimate convergent evolution of all TTRPG characters is Wizard Crab. Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite flavor.
Yes. Okay, what do you think you would be?
Me?
No.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
They don't. The problem is that you can be anything with like flavor.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, yeah, you could totally be a rogue.
Mm-hmm. I could see myself maybe as a rogue.
Yeah. Or I mean, Bard is so boring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think probably I might be an investigator.
Oh, maybe.
I'm pretty big into the mysteries.
Yeah.
That's kind of my favorite pastime.
I think Nick would be a gunslinger.
Yeah.
Because he loves them guns.
Mm-hmm.
Or inventor, because he's very good at making things.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I don't know.
Barbarian.
Oh, absolutely.
Next question. That's
absolutely
the easy. I can't believe you didn't know. I was like,
without a doubt,
are you kidding?
Are absolutely right.
That's the easiest question.
I would make a great.
Yes, you would. It's obvious.
I love this.
It's written on the walls.
The only person that I'm absolutely sure, that Derp would subclass into Druid. Because he is the most outdoorsy
really
animal friend you've ever seen in your entire life. He will collect animals off the side of the road all the time. It's unbelievable.
100%.
Or some kind of... Yeah, he'd be something like that. Do we have any, I do think that Kevin would be a swashbuckler.
I would have said Kevin is the true bard.
Okay. Or Bard.
I think he's super bard.
Yeah, he is super bard.
I think if we had a bard, it's Kevin.
It's Kevin. It's probably Kevin. Well, I don't know. Kevin or Logan.
I guess Logan doesn't give bard to me.
Logan could be swashbuckler. They're like so suave. This is delicious, by the way.
This is so good.
Yeah. He is a pretty good bard.
I don't know.
Colby, what do you think you are?
Colby, what are you?
I mean, Marcus is obviously a very reliable ranger.
We know who Marcus is.
I'm sorry if you wanted to be anything else, Marcus. Because you've made rangers reliable, so that's just
R.I.P. You're too good. Too good at the game.
Colby, he makes good food. He could be like a cleric. He's pretty healing. Alchemist.
Cleric would work good.
I think cleric because Colby means really well. Alchemist if you were a little bit more evil. Because alchemist gives off a little bit like wild vibes.
Yeah. I think cleric definitely.
Cleric is pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think that. He's a protective type.
Okay, sweet. Let's go back to our questions.
Oh, yeah.
Questions. Okay. Would you rather... Oh, this is actually just what we're playing.
Oh.
So would you rather have a character that has an amazing backstory or a completely blank slate of a character that grows only through gameplay? So I know you just did this.
Yep.
But what do you like? What do you like doing?
I liked the blank slate better. And I used to write huge backstories. But they rarely got brought up.
Yeah. I actually also like the blank slate because so much. I feel like you can build so much of your character in what happens in the story. Because sometimes when you have an idea of your character, you kind of fight what's happening. You don't fight it, but you're just like...
No, it does happen.
You're not like building your character because you have an idea. You already have a structured box.
You're very worried about like, how do I make it
Yeah, how would my character play
all this happen?
Yeah. So I actually do really agree with that. I also used to be on big, you have to have a backstory, you have to have like what you want to be going in.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of sold on that right now.
Yeah, well, and that's honestly, there's obviously strange aeons, but I did that on Secrets too, because I liked it so much.
Right.
Like, Chip gets turned on in the first episode. He's like, that's it. Both! Because Pepper is in the first episode.
That's very true. That's very true. And Pepper is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Corey told me you made more art of her. No, he told me he figured out what she's going to be wearing in a bit.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because she's still in her party dress.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Because we ran away from the planet.
Oh.
So she's still in, like, her heels and, like, her slinky party dress. And he's like, I gotta get rid of that. Mm-hmm. He said it's gonna be quite a number.
Okay. I'm excited for this. Okay, Raz came in as Blank Slate in Age of Ashes. Everything else that came up during the campaign was just him, just to tie him to the story. Yeah, I like it. Oh, it's cool.
I think that, I mean, a really good backstory does help you, but I think that you kind of got to be the right player for it, because I see, like, so many people get tripped up on having way too complex of a backstory that, like, they're, like, you're trying to force it into conversations, and it ends up being really clunky and awkward.
It hardly ever works. It really hardly ever works. It really hardly ever works.
And another problem with it is that it kind of... If you're the person who wrote a really intense backstory and blah 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 or whatever, and you're not a very good improver, like so many backstories have you as like, I'm the main character because you're the only one in the story at that point, and you're getting ready to play a collaborative game where nobody's the main character. And it's very hard sometimes to transition that for some people.
It really is.
It's like, you know, because a good GM is going to make everybody feel like the main character at some point, you know, and those can be really, really difficult when you're like, especially like you work really hard on the backstory, you're like, I really want to make sure everybody knows what it is, but then like you end up just exposition dumping at a fire pit, and you're like, this felt lame, and it's such a bummer. And
it really doesn't, it doesn't, it also breaks up the storyline of the story.
Yes.
Because it's not in what's happening now. It's like an abstract thing that happened that doesn't involve anybody else.
I think it's way better if you can like sit down with your GM ahead of time and come up with a backstory together. Yeah. Where it's like, so that like some small part of like this backstory, which often shouldn't be a whole adventure to itself.
Yeah, but what I really dislike that, because I'm still kind of Logan, you've missed a lot, by the way. First of all, a lot of it that involved you. Mostly just trying to decide what kind of
what your Pathfinder class would be.
Yeah. You've missed a lot, and we also said that you were in the party game section because they said really sweet things about you. We did. Because we said no, not in the party game, and that we have a lot of friends that are wizards in real life that are very smart, like intellectually, and then we have you, which is not. No, just kidding. Then we have our improv and theater friends that are basically bards, just in real life, and that's you.
And that's you. Actually, we haven't decided what your class is, though.
We haven't decided it. We thought bard, but we're like we're still not sure.
We've got most other people. Backstories. We both forgot for a second.
We did, yeah. Okay, so what I also really dislike is, and this has only happened, I think once. Maybe twice. Okay, once where it didn't work out and once where it did work out.
Yeah.
So originally I was playing in a game and I was supposed to have a father figure. And I was supposed to really care about this father figure, and like really we'd had this whole like life together and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then they were still a part of the story. And so we didn't actually, in the story, we kind of didn't get along. Like we kind of got along, but like in real play, I had to force myself to like the guy. Yeah. Because it was already set. And I was like, well, yeah, but we don't like our
yeah, but it's not hitting like I thought it,
It's not supposed to, like, it's supposed to be like, we are like so close, father, son, da 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 da. And then I feel like, I don't know. Yeah. Not that close. And it was just kind of a disconnect. So I didn't like that at all. And then we had, the only other time where I've come in knowing someone we had a big history was with Buddy and his wife. Yeah. And that worked out great. But I think that's because AJ's really good at doing that. Yeah. And that she was very a lot of that was open-ended. We had a relationship, but the relationship progressed. The feeling of the relationship was whatever we wanted it to be in the campaign. Like, we had the idea of the relationship going into the campaign, but not how it was going to be. So then it felt so much more natural.
I think that's really the thing at the end of the day, is flexibility is what's going to make anything work in a D&D. Because, that's, that would be the foreseeable issue with, like, a huge backstory, blah, 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 is then being inflexible in later gameplay, because it's not how you wanted it to be and stuff like that. But it's an improv game at the end of the day. Yeah.
So already having the relationship, how the relationship goes is tough. But the general connection is fine. So that I'm like, I've had a really great and really bad. I loved having the buddy and wife.
Intertwined PC backstories can be very tricky, especially if they start to feud in real life.
Yes, I agree.
It's true.
It can be really cool if things do work out. Like, it's great, but like, it is tough.
Yes.
What are we snacking on? We have a charcuterie board. We have several. We have 4 different kinds of cheeses. We had 4 different kinds of salami. We are now down to 3. We have 2 different types of jam. One is a chili apricot, and one is a strawberry jam. And then we have crackers, but neither of us wanted to eat them because they're so loud.
They're so loud.
And I'm like, I hate one, and I was like, never mind. Nope. We're just gonna have cheese and salami.
We both tried one, and immediately we're like, okay.
We're like, that was a terrible tool. Okay. So this is kind of interesting, and I often go back and forth about this, so it's not really, it's loud.
No.
It's loud.
Nothing is that loud. Brother, I sat next to him.
That was really loud. Dude. I was messaging Arcadus, and I was like, can you turn AJ down? He's really loud. He's like, I'm trying! And I'm like, I'm sorry, never mind, I was just joking.
Dude,
it was so stressed. I was like, I'm sorry.
I love AJ. With my whole heart. And I loved 2146. I really did. I really loved 2146. When the first episode started and he started doing that, I felt such a sense of dread pass over me. Because I truly was like, a little tired that day. I was like, it's fine. We finally made it to stream. We're gonna be like that kind of like, I gotta get in the zone. And then he started doing that. I was like, oh God. I had my like, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Kind of. It's just.
You were like, you're yelling at me, and he was like, yep, and I'm like, oh no. This is gonna be a thing, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, but I loved 2146. Yeah, I really did. It was that initial beat where I was like, heaven help me. I do not have the strength.
Okay, next one. This one I go back and forth on a lot. Would you rather play in a world where actions have realistic and often, or not often harsh, but like realistic consequences, or one where the rule of fools always wins? So like, I love having consequences. So if you break out in a fight in the middle of a street or whatever it is, the police come. Or if you annoy someone's wife, their husband shows up. Or like, I don't know, like things have consequences, and then later that wife is the person you were supposed to at a party that you were supposed to be. So you already have bad karma going in because you annoyed someone in the town that was actually, well liked or something. I love that kind of stuff.
I do too. I like the idea, like, here's the thing. I am a big rule of cool believer. I think that in this funny little made-up game with made-up rules, you should be allowed to do whatever you want. There's just going to be consequences, or the DC might be really high to do it, but I hate, as long as everything is appropriate and blah, 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 and all these things, whatever, I hate saying no to a play. Like, that's so lame. I cannot, that is like my biggest pet peeve in TTRPG spaces, is somebody that is such a stickler for the rules that it becomes unfun. Or is so set on one thing that it becomes unfun. It is a made-up game. We're playing house. Like, let's be really real. We're playing house. Yeah. It's like, the rules are there, but somebody made them up. They're not in front of us. They're not written down. We're probably making up mechanics behind the scenes anyway. Like, it's all made up. It's made up. Who cares?
Yeah. I just like things to matter.
When somebody, like the shutdown, it's like, okay, so why are we here? We're here to play pretend.
But it has to be, like, I think within reason. Because I think if it's like, let's say you're in the middle of a fight or whatever it is, and you have a rope and you have some kind of, like, metal crowbar and you tie the crowbar around and you use it as a grappling hook. Like, that's just, like, neat stuff. Like, I think that's great. But I also like that there's some, like, I don't know. I like that there's some sense of reality so that it matters, like, if you're sneaking around and then you blow a horn and people find you.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, I like that.
Yes, 100%. You should be able to do anything, but there just should be consequences. Or the DC can just be higher. If it's like something that is so outlandish that it probably wouldn't happen, set the DC sky high, and at least they could try. And if they get it, then it's funny, and then, like, whatever, you know?
Okay. Okay. This is kind of on track. Would you rather be in a campaign where their story is entirely player-driven with no clear direction, or one where the DM has structured a narrative that limits players' choices?
Oh, that limits players' choices.
Yeah, like you can only go in certain areas. I think it is all up to how good the DM is.
And how good the players are, I'm gonna say.
How good the players are.
Because if you're doing player-driven and you have one hoggy player...
Well, not only that, but also...
Like, if it's just going off of players?
Yeah, well, I think both.
Yeah.
I think if it's just off of players, then you gotta have that. You have a GM that structures everything.
You gotta have a babysitter.
You gotta have a babysitter. But I've also had a lot of times where not a lot of times. I've had one time where I was in a sandbox. And none of the players knew, and I don't know if we didn't know enough of the system, or if we didn't, like, those two, we were just like, well, what are we supposed to do next?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like,
I don't
know
particularly want to be in a sandbox.
Yeah,
like, I want to play the story. We're in story mode. Like, we're not, you know?
Like, I was like, okay, do we go to the bar?
It doesn't really appeal to me at all. Yeah, it's just, but...
So I'm like, I think if I was playing with someone or a group of people who were used to it, it might be different. But for me, I'm way more used to it because we're on a show and we have assets. We actually have to stay a little bit on track. Because if we go off track and we don't have those assets prepared, and this is just like a little bit behind the scenes, but like at the end of the day, we don't know what's coming up next, but we also don't totally want to derail.
Right.
Because I want to see what the story is. I want to see what it is. What are we doing? Why are we here? Who are these people?
Yeah.
So I don't need to go off track because the story that's in front of us is actually really cool.
Yeah.
But I think both things are very heavily reliant on the DM.
Yes.
Because if the DM can't keep up with it, I mean, a sandbox, that's some work right there. You think that's less work for the GM? Good luck. It's way more work.
That would be way more.
Way more work. But also to make it seem like you're in an open world while still having pretty heavy railroad tracks that's actually just a skill.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of stories are very railroady. Yeah. But it just doesn't seem like that because at the time there's only one door.
Right.
You don't look for other doors because you're like, oh, are you going to go through the door?
You're invested in the story.
Right. So I would rather, I would rather go through a structured narrative.
For sure.
Than a sandbox.
100%.
Okay. Getting to the last couple here. Would you rather have a DM who prioritizes deep emotional storytelling but barely touches combat, or one who focuses on epic combat but keeps roleplay minimal?
I want the roleplay.
You want the roleplay?
Yeah.
But
I mean, to be honest, a lot of it for me depends on like AJ writes really good combats.
Right.
And Corey writes really fun combats.
Right.
I've been in way more, like, with way more GMs or in way more combats that were so boring.
Yeah.
That were so not fun. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, I'm gonna wait 30 minutes for my turn.
Right.
And then I might hit. And we're all still standing in the same field, like, fighting the same pigs or whatever it is that we're fighting. Yeah. Like, I would much rather do roleplay. Yeah. I also love roleplay.
Yeah. I do love the roleplay. But I think, I mean, this is maybe just me, but I think it's on the player to continue to be a character, even in combat.
Yeah.
So, like, I like having challenges. I guess this is dependent for me. I didn't really think about this when I read this question. Is whether or not there is still strife. So, like, I like having challenges and then having, like, things that happen. So, like, if it's, like, obviously with this, now that I read it again, it's probably deep emotional storytelling is probably not just fun in games the whole time. So, no, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. I do like having the, deep emotional, like, I like having the RP a lot.
Yeah.
But I do find I'm not great at combat. I apologize to everybody who's going to be on my team in Strange Islands. Because I suck. I'm really bad.
I think I'm okay at it.
I'm okay.
I think I have my moments.
Yeah. Well, I think you're probably better than me. I'm really bad at... It's so hard to focus on so many things at one time. Like, I really don't do that well.
Yeah.
And so I'm terrible at it. But I do really like the fights.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun.
We have interesting fights on our show.
We do. I might be spoiled.
Like in a you are. To be frank, I've been in way more bad combats than bad RP scenes.
Yeah.
Because honestly, because it just might be a little bit easier to have a bad combat, which is we're gonna fight these things. Right. It's a little bit harder to have an RP scene that isn't as good because you are at least pretending to do something. Yeah. Like, you know, like it's just so easy to have a bad combat.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. Would you rather have a cast? Wait. Let's see which one I want to do. Okay, yes. Would you rather have the cast of UGT show swap characters for an entire session, or bring in all new cast from UGT to play the current characters?
Oh, definitely the people on the cast play the characters. They know them better.
Yeah, this is also a caveat on that the people who would be coming in knew the story.
Yeah. No, I would definitely want to see the people at the table do it.
Just do like
they're the ones who've been there the whole time. Yeah. Like, I feel like they're gonna... I mean, even if you watch the show, you do still know the characters. But there's something a little bit intimate about playing together.
If we were playing, like, let's do Strange Islands, whose character would you want to swap into? The most.
Reginald.
Yes. You would be so good.
I know! I would kill it. I love Reginald. 100%. I would want to be Reginald. The opportunity to be Chip, the galaxy's favorite little guy. Sold. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I'd love to see the cast swap.
We should do that.
Yeah. It's crazy. We should do that for April Fools or something.
It is first. We should have done that for today.
When you were texting me about what you wanted to do for tonight, the reason I took so long is I was just like, is she planning a prank? Should I plan a prank? I don't want to plan a prank if there's already a prank there waiting. And then I was like, would it be mean to do a prank?
I did forget.
I kind of thought you might have forgot to.
I did forget. I totally could have done something, but I totally forgot. We should do a one-shot where everybody gets, like, slid down one or something. Down to the next scene. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was really...
Because then you'd see what other people thought about your character.
Yes.
And I'd be like, excuse me. First of all, I would never do that.
That's kind of what the season 3 finale was for Aeons. It was just AJ did everybody. It was person impersonations, but there was also character impersonations. It was a little bit of both. But that was so funny. It was so disarming because he like switched his speaking tense.
Oh yeah.
Like he didn't describe anything anymore. He was just pretending to be us.
Right.
Taking the turns as the characters. It was the most disarming thing. It took, like, it would, like, take you for, like, a second to figure out what he was doing. Because it just, like,
right.
You didn't understand.
Colby would like to play Greenie.
That's so fair.
He would like to lick someone's eyeball. Would you rather have a... Okay, wait. This one's good. Would you rather have your favorite UGT show character as your real-life best friend, or swap places and become?
Ooh. That's so hard.
I don't know if I want to live in Galarian, because I'd probably die. But
I wanna be cool.
You wanna be cool?
I wanna be cool.
So what characters are there that you would really want as a friend? Obviously I think me and Buddy would be
Buddy's
besties.
a great pick.
But he's so easy. I mean, I think everybody would like him.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
Be a little bit get a little rat friend. That'd be the best friend.
He would be a good friend.
He'd be a great friend.
There's some characters that are really fun, and then some that I would not want to be my friends in real life.
You know what is it?
Prime example is Cammy.
I think I would get along with Cammy great.
Well, yeah, I guess she would be okay. I don't know. Some of them just seems like they would cause too much trouble.
No. I think Logan would love being
Vinny.
Vinny.
Vinny is a great character to bring to life.
Into Vinny.
Yes.
I think he would love to go into the story and be Vinny for the rest of his life. Because that would be awesome. I mean, you could bring him to, like, be your best friend. Yeah. But I think you could just go be Vinny and you'd have a great time.
Gizmo really comes to mind. I loved Gizmo a lot. He was so sweet.
We could... The thing is that we already have Marius.
We do. Got him. And
then already have that thing.
Yay. That's so true. Oh my gosh.
Just want to hug Aster.
That's so
big
real.
Old hug.
That's so real.
Some of you could just save out of the situation that they're in. Be like...
Yeah.
We could have our own little frog.
Done. We're bringing Jumbles to life. That's the answer. That's the answer. You gotta bring Jumbles to life.
Could be our, like,
you gotta bring Jumbles to life.
That would be so
bring that frog home.
Exactly. He has a terrible life.
He really does.
His parents suck. We would be way better.
Gosh. Yeah, there's good.
We would be way better.
Bring Jumbles to life.
Can you imagine if we had, like, a little Jumbo toddling around? That would be so cute.
That would be so good.
Okay. Easy.
Done.
Damn.
We got there. We figured it out.
Yeah, we know what's up.
Every question does have a correct answer.
Yeah.
And
really
we found it.
It really does. I don't know if there's any other characters that are like...
Does it have to be player character? NPCs?
No, it could be NPCs.
Because I liked Ezra Mulkin. She's just a sweetie.
Yeah. Being in any of the campaigns, we only see, like, the really crappy parts of most of these places, so I don't know if I'd want to be in any of these campaigns. For sure, not Strange Aeons.
Totally would.
You would?
This is why I said I would be the investigator. I just got such there's something deep inside of me. I was raised on so many Nancy Drew books, and then the computer games.
Why are you sweaty? What are you doing? Oh, you're doing
He's always sweaty. Constant state of being. He'd say the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
But there's something deep inside me that, like, just knows, just like, I know I could do it. Like, I know I could solve the mystery. I know I could do, like, there's something. This is why I love escape rooms, but I can't go if you're not going to take it serious. Oh, no. Because it's like a dream come true for me. It's like, I can finally prove I could do it. I haven't gone with any of the GT folks before. Oh, sure. I've gone to one here before, but it was a very bad experience.
Oh. Are you in Ocala?
Yeah. Not because of the establishment, but it was... I was with a small group at the time.
Yeah.
And I think I might have told you this story before, but They decided that would be our fun outing, like a get-to-know-you sort of thing.
Uh-oh.
Bad thing to do is a get-to-know-you, by the way.
Yeah.
Really bad. But I also take them it's like, I want to do it.
I take them really seriously as well. I went into the last escape room that I did, ended up going, and they didn't have a timer on the wall. So you didn't know how long you had. And so you lost a lot of the like, oh my gosh, we only have 15 minutes left. I don't know how much is left.
Yeah. Oh, you need the timer.
Yeah, you kind of need the timer. The timer adds a lot.
Yeah.
Because you can actually think very straight when you don't have a timer. So we flew through that room because we had no stress and we were clear-headed. And we just marched through the whole thing, and we just like
that's so funny.
So it actually helps.
And they probably took it away to think that would be more stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they thought so. It's the opposite because we didn't know what time we had, so we thought we were going fast, so we just cruised.
We went with that group, and it was like everybody hardly knew each other. But the worst part about it was that there was a couple in that group who was always fighting. And
I do remember
fighting in the lobby. And I remember thinking, it's like, I'm about to lock myself in a room with these people for 30 minutes. Not only that, I'm going to pay to do it. And it was a nightmare. And the worst part is that this particular escape room, because they always have like an extra room that you unlock later. That extra room was the majority of the space. The first part of the escape room was in like this tiny closet. It was like this, and it was so small. So not only are they fighting, but we're all shoulder to shoulder in this thing. Yeah. And it was a collaborative puzzle where like the room was split up, and you had to read. Like one person had the key, and then the other person had where you had to put it in, and it's on like a room where you couldn't see to the other thing. And it was those two who were trying to do that part. And it got to the point where we had wasted so many minutes doing this. Yeah. And I had tried so politely. Yeah. I was very nice. To tell this girl that she was reading it wrong. And of course she's yelling at her husband saying that he is putting it in wrong. Right. And she's reading it wrong. Right. And finally it was like, I don't want to be in this closet anymore. And I like edged my way forward and I read that thing out and it unlocked the door. And I was like, good, we're ready. That's miserable.
That is terrible.
So close. Like, it's like one thing to have friends that are fighting in front of you, but then imagine you have to stand like this close to them while they're fighting.
And rely on them.
And rely on them.
That's terrible.
It was the worst. It was so bad.
Yeah, me and AJ went in an escape room one time, and the escape room was phenomenal. And AJ gets hyped. This man gets intense. And
that's so fun.
And so it was with two of my writer friends. It was her and her husband. And they were drunk. I mean, they were sloshed. And
I know who it is.
They were they were trying so hard. Like, they really were.
It speaks volumes that you could determine the identities from just that.
They gave 150% the whole time. And they'd have a eureka. And they'd be like, oh my god, we found it! And we're like, yeah, that's the opened box. Like, we have that. It's already open. Like, we know it's open.
Oh,
we already opened it. And A2 was losing his mind.
Now that I would go in. I would 100%. I'd pay extra to go into that room.
We still won. Like, we still made it out. Because me and AJ, we were like cracking. And these people were so out of our way because they were just like looking at wall paint like the whole time. And but it was they would say something, they'd be like, wait. These letters line up. And AJ would be like, I know! We already did that! And I would be like, AJ, take a breath.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's so funny.
It was hilarious. And they were giving so much effort. I know, it was so bad. It was so bad. I mean, they were giving 110. Yeah. Like, they were really
It was trying. Not for lack of effort.
No. And they were so enthusiastic about it. Like, the whole time, they were so enthusiastic about it. And they just couldn't think very well. So, like,
they were impaired. Yeah. One could say.
They were, like, very impaired.
There's nothing like doing an escape room with somebody who's like just as into it as you are. There's really
and
nothing
most of, like even that's one of the only times I've ever been where they were drunk.
Yeah.
So like there's nothing we can do.
And they were into it. Let's be clear.
But all the other times we've been super into it. We've got a pretty good group of friends, honestly. So like they're all into it. They're just so expensive.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
They're kind of expensive. Escape rooms are pretty expensive. Mm-hmm. But they're a great time though. Mm-hmm. They're super fun. I want to get my parents into one. Because she loves you probably know this. So the BBC murders. They've got murder mysteries. There's this is bad. I have to think of names.
Oh no. I don't think I know what you're talking about.
Oh no, okay, so you have to watch the BBC mysteries. There's this one this is gonna be bad because I don't know the thing. I may have to send it to you later. I may have to talk to my mom and see what they're called because I don't know. But there's a ton of like BBC mysteries that you can't, like they don't spell it out for you as much as the American ones, where you actually have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, you're like, I kind of really think it's this guy, and then they're like, it's much more of a mystery than a lot of the American ones. Because a lot of the American ones, they think we're idiots, which is very true.
Yeah, they kind of strike on like a, there's just a lot of predictable patterns. It gets to the point where it's like, I know who did it. Mm-hmm. Like, and books are that way too. It's about a very, like, there's a lot of repeated patterns and literary tropes in those that then it becomes so easy to figure out who did it. Yeah.
Let me look this up.
Is it Doctor Who done it? Is it Doctor Who done it?
Let's see here. BBC murder mystery. It'll probably come up. Woman.
Is that what you're looking up?
Yep. Miss Marple. Miss Fisher's. No. Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
So good. Absolutely. We should watch the thing tonight. Because it's great. She is lovely. And it's just her. She's just like, I don't think she has a husband or anything. But, she ends up just going about the murders. It's the same thing where she's just very savvy. And she's great. It's lovely. And they don't lead you along as much as the BBC ones expect you to have some base intelligence, and I expect you to figure it out a little bit more than the American ones. So I love watching the BBC murder mysteries. There's a ton of them. Yeah. That are just way better. They're just way better. You should really look at the BBC.
I should look at that. That sounds really good.
And it's a whole new genre for you. Well, not genre, but it's a whole new. The world is your oyster. Is the expression.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Oh man.
Well, sweet.
Yeah.
We've done pretty good work.
We have.
We've done pretty good work on this charcuterie board.
We really have.
I think you guys
All
should.
save for the crackers.
Except for the crackers, because they were too crunchy. Did you try any of the chili?
No, I didn't.
It's actually quite good. It's apricot chili. So like it's got like a little bit of spice, but like just barely. But it's very good. It's kind of it's kind of also a little crunchy.
I like
got
the
chili
crunch.
pepper.
Oh, that is good.
Okay. So anyways, you guys should make charcuterie boards. We don't have our beautiful, lovely lady, our bestie, tonight.
No.
We'll have to ask her what she made next week. It could be good. It could be good. She always makes great things.
That's so true.
Nebula.
Yeah, we don't have Nebula.
No Nebula tonight.
No Nebula tonight.
But thank you guys for watching. Just doing Would You Rathers, random topics. I get all of these topics from ChatGPT, by the way, so.
Is that true? That's funny.
Very helpful. I would say. Well, because like a lot of them are themed.
Yeah.
For, I don't know. I guess we could do like regular Would You Rathers, but the only Would You Rathers I've ever heard is like, would you rather have a man following you with a tuba everywhere, or do something? And I'm like, nobody cares about that.
Or what's the fight a chicken every day or something?
Yeah, or have a snail follow you for your life or something. And if it touches you,
the snail touch.
Do you want a snail to touch you? That's how.
No, because then you die. That's how it works. You get to live forever until the snail... would you want to... It's would you... would you like to live forever?
Mm-hmm.
But if this one snail that is tracking you down constantly touches you...
You die.
You die.
Which, by the way, is actually pretty good, because at least you have a way out.
You do have a way out.
Because I know a lot of immortal stories where they're like, we can't die.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get pretty sad about
They
it.
always get depressed about that.
Yeah,
that's a
sad
constant trap. That's a constant trap.
I'm glad we both went there immediately. We're like, I'm pretty sad about it.
If you trap the snail in a secure location...
Yeah, just like wear a body condom. It's okay.
If the snail is trapped, then they're always at your disposal.
Yeah. And can you not just like... The trap is very good. I like that.
That's what I would do.
You probably
I would make a snail house.
And it'd be cute.
A secure snail house.
Yeah, we don't even have to make it
It's
ugly.
not going to be inhumane. It's going to be a very nice snail house. Just impenetrable.
I also don't think snails can swim. Can they swim?
I don't think so.
Why not just like drop it off
If he goes
at a
in
different
his shell,
continent and float?
he's still not swimming.
He could float across the ocean?
He could go on a boat. He could go on a boat.
The snail cannot be stopped no matter what. Yeah, a body condom. So like,
Wait, when did you say that?
Recently.
I did not hear body condom.
Very recently. Because I'm like, does it have to touch your skin? Or does it have to be just within
I think
your
it's
aura?
gotta touch you. It's like tag rules.
Tag rule. Okay.
Nobody's tagging you on your shirt and they'd be like, no, you did not touch my back.
That's because we don't that's because we don't do naked tag, but I'm sure.
Because then you could just be like, I'll always wear shoes, and that'll basically cover it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Body
No,
condom.
I don't think so. Also, that's not what you're saying.
Well, because you'd have to do it while you're laying down. You'd like sleep in a body condom. Or a gimp suit.
I think that we can go ahead and hand wave that they just have to touch your person.
Okay.
Not flesh to flesh.
Well, what if, well, okay, also, we could just be on an airplane. All the time.
That's true. I guess, technically.
We'd have to get, there's like, or a blimp. You could get a blimp house.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like, or you could put the snail in a blimp house.
That's my idea.
that is contained. Snail got a passport.
Full contact snail killer or flag snail killer.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's gotta be
flag snail killer.
Even if it is only to remove the phrase body condom from the conversation, I think it has to be flag snail.
Okay, gimp suit is better.
No. You can't say that. Not about a snail.
What if I don't know, we could put it, we could just put the snail in a condom. Then,
that's my idea, yes.
But they could roll the condom, and that's fine, but they still wouldn't be able to touch it.
I'm gonna build this snail a nice little, like a gingerbread house, a terrarium.
Yeah.
A terrarium. I might even give him a family. We could
okay, so the problem with that
give him a fruitful life.
I feel like the problem with yours is that, where are we getting all these? First of all, I'm sure, what is it? Can you imagine if they have, okay, a little bit of a sidetrack here. I wonder if Sam's Club and those places sell, like, bulk. Do you know how many do you think it would have to be to get into the Sam's Club thing? Like 150? Condoms?
I can't tell you that I've ever tried to purchase it, so I guess
that's true. Logan, our expert bard. We need help.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay. If we built a big terrarium and then we made friends with the snail, do you think I can afford to? Yeah, excuse me. Sam's Club is like an incredibly good bulk thing. They're actually very cheap.
The power of snail passes from generation to generation to the most worthy of snails when one cannot fulfill its duty. I was about to ask what happens if we killed a snail.
Yeah.
Because is the snail also immortal? That's probably part of the rules of the game.
Yeah. How long do snails normally live anyways?
They seem like one of those things that lives a long time.
Or like
a turtle where it's like,
either one or the other. Do they change shells? Or do they continue working on their own shell? Are they like crabs? Where is our snail expert?
Yeah.
Are anybody you snail experts out here?
We need some snail
We need some
advice.
snail experts.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam's Club is quite cheap if you just buy everything in amounts of food you don't want to eat.
Yeah. That's kind of that's their marketing promise at the end of the day.
We used to go to Sam's Club all the time because I have 5 siblings.
Yeah.
So
That'll
that
do
was
it.
great.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my flavor of mental illness vacation. What is it then?
Ask him about
What
trains
is?
or something.
Trains? Is trains your thing? Yeah,
I don't
Marcus,
know if
where
it
you at? Does Marcus know a lot about snails?
Marcus! Marcus is our bug guy.
Yeah, are snails bugs?
I don't.
Are they close enough? They're in the like squirmy part of the.
Yeah, but a worm's not a bug.
Well, yeah, but he does know stuff. Snails are not bugs.
Snails are not bugs.
But do you know
Snails are
about
not bugs.
snails? Do you know? Are you a snail expert? You are so smart, Marcus. I feel like you would know things.
Marcus, tell us about snails.
He'd be knowing things. He's gonna be like going on ChatGPT. He's gonna be like, I need to know everything about snails.
He's not a snail. No, Marcus, believe in
no.
yourself.
You can Google it. I need your best guess. Marcus,
Mm-hmm.
there's no Googling here. I need your best guess on how long a snail lives. Do you think it lives a very long time and switches shells, or do you think it builds its own shell?
Builds its own shell.
Yeah, like over time.
Oh, like it's born with it?
No, like I don't know if they switch shells, but there's gotta be someone who's making shells. Snail shells.
Making them?
Yeah, how do you think they exist?
They're just here, like rocks, right?
They're not like rocks!
Or seashells.
He
They're
gets
just
100
here.
days. I have it on an expert.
Aren't they just
An expert says it's 100 days, and I will believe
Okay.
it because
She's born with them, maybe it's snail Yeah, I knew it.
You guys are on it. I love it.
No, they don't have to make a shell. What would they make it out of?
How else would they appear in the universe?
The rocks are just here.
Snails are not the shell of a snail is not a rock.
But it's a shell.
Yeah.
Like, who makes seashells? Wait, they're
The
just,
things that live in seashells.
they don't make.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like oysters that
Yeah.
are the shell.
Uh-huh.
Although it kind of occurs to me how an oyster gets made. I don't actually understand. No, the oyster's the animal inside the shell.
Right. Yeah.
So they're not born with them. They don't make the shell. They go find it. Right.
Where would they find it from?
I don't know.
Is it just like a naturally occurring shell in the wild? If there's a lava chute and it just goes like, and a rock is just like, I feel a little bit flamboyant today, and it's just like, ba-ba.
When a mommy oyster and a daddy oyster love each other very much, they go to a motel that is also a shell. And then from thence comes another one. Oyster, that is.
Unshelled?
No, in the motel. He occupies it now.
Oh, so there's actually multiple oysters in each shell.
No, the other two, they leave once they've made one.
And they're shellless?
They go back to their shells.
Are they snails now?
No.
Did they turn?
Are they bugs?
Yeah, yeah, see, crabs grow their, like, little, like, snippy snappy pants.
No.
Yeah. I think, honestly, I'm kind of liking Sully's story here. I think there's just, like, a naturally occurring... It's probably a tree. You know? Shells probably... It's like coconut shells. And they're just the pre-formed ones. And so there's all these little shells coming out of trees.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fall. It's like... Oh, what are they? They look just like... what are they called? Those nuts?
Peanuts, pecans, almonds, pistachios.
Pistachios.
Okay.
You know, I like you. Pistachios. There's a tree that makes a nut that looks just like a mussel.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's actually a nut inside, and then it falls to the ground, and a bird eats the nut, and then the mussel comes and steals the shell. And that's how shells are made.
Okay. I'm like I just didn't realize that I didn't know. I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yes, there's a man that carved them. that burns break.
And he lives on the moon.
Yeah, so we are very well informed. We know what's up. There's probably a guy out there that just carves oyster shells and snail shells. That's how they get that cute little swirl. That wouldn't happen naturally in nature.
No.
Yeah. So there's a guy carving a lot of them.
I don't. It's not a bit anymore.
There are crabs that switch shells, like conch shells.
Yeah, they go find one.
Yeah, but originally they get made over time, but they grow faster than they can make them, so they have to go find a bigger one. But they will continue to build them as they're doing them. I think. I don't know. I don't know these things. Hermit crabs.
Hermit crabs.
We need to go do something else. I mean, we need to go learn things. What do you know a lot about?
What do I
Video
know?
editing. She knows a lot about editing.
Yeah, probably. I guess. I do a lot of Googling.
What do you know? Do you know a lot about things? I know very little things. I go to trivia and I'm like...
be something I know a lot about.
I don't think there is. I don't think there's anything I know a lot about. People are like, oh, you must be very smart. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
I think it would all be very niche things. Because then I just think about my interests. And then it's like, well, small categories.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess video editing would definitely be one of those things I know a lot about.
Yeah.
Musical theater.
Musical theater. She knows a lot about musical theater.
Served me so well.
In all of the trivia that she's not there for, there's almost
it's always musical theater.
Exclusively musical theater. I know a lot about horses, but it's only in training horses. So if you had actual questions about what is the average width of a frog on a horse, I'd be like, I don't know, 2.5 inches. I don't know these things.
Yeah.
What are all of the bones in a horse's something or other? I'd be like, I don't know.
Couldn't tell you. Not interested.
Together we are unstoppable, though. We can change the world. That's through sheer, force of will and not through any knowledge.
Not knowledge. Not based upon knowledge.
And then I talked to my mom, and I'm like, damn, I should read a book. One. Yeah. In my lifetime. I should try.
I should try such a big reader. That's been something I've been trying to do this.
The problem with what she reads and what I read, she reads books for smart people. And if I read, I'm not expanding my knowledge. No, I have a very I have a very entertaining story coming up. But if I go to the trivia night, my knowledge base has not changed any.
Right.
Unless it's about
I'm just reminded how little it is.
It is a remarkably little amount, especially because I don't watch sports.
They always ask about sports.
And music. And I'm like, I don't know the names of any of these.
Yeah.
I don't even know the correct person. I know it's some blonde girl that's singing.
Music, I always feel like I'm going to be stronger and then I actually end up being.
Everybody else thinks I'm going to be stronger at that too. Mm-hmm. And then I consistently disappoint people. My dad thinks I'm incredibly good at the music one because I know all of the lyrics. And then he's like, okay, cool, what's the name of the song? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, who's singing it? I'm like, I don't know. But I know all of the words to it, so that should count for something. In fact, if we had a karaoke section, I would slam that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Have you been to karaoke?
Oh, yes. Not with you. We haven't gone.
I've never been to karaoke.
I love karaoke.
I'm all about it. I love karaoke. That'd be so cool. I'm just eating more of this. Not because I'm hungry, but it's very good. Corey
suggested once we should do a karaoke stream. Mm-hmm. That'd be so fun. Can you do that with the music? Yeah, UGT karaoke night. That'd be so fun. I don't know how people have done that before, though. People do karaoke.
Yeah, how do you not get a copyright?
There's gotta be some way you can do it. There's gotta be some way.
The problem with the karaoke I've been to, which I haven't actually been to karaoke, is I like singing along with other people.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's karaoke, they're as far as I can tell, singing alone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is a team sport.
Not many people do groups.
Team sport.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about the team sport. I also don't like that they get rid of the original singer. I'm like, I would like to sing along.
Oh, no, I want to hear the attempt.
Well, even if it was quiet, because, like, I don't remember what the song really was actually saying.
Yeah.
I know what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm trying to sing the song and I sing it by myself, I'm like, none of what I heard were words. I'm just singing shapes. And then I realized that's what I'm doing, and so it's actually very hard for me to sing without it.
I love to hear the attempt, especially if this karaoke is taking place at a bar or anywhere that serves alcohol. There's like nothing more pure on this earth than some drunk karaoke. There's like really like because it's always like 100% effort and feeling too. It's like there's no raw performance. We were on that cruise, the same cruise that you guys went on later, and there were these two. They were probably like early 40s ladies, who were already pretty drunk, and it was early in the night, and they got up to do Love Shack for karaoke. And clearly, like, Love Shack is, and this is a problem, and it could have happened to any of us, because you think Love Shack and you're like, I know that song. But you just really don't conceptualize just how long Love Shack is, and how many sections and weird little ad-libs are in Love Shack.
Okay.
Because it started so strong, and it just kind of fell apart to them kind of dancing and every now and then going, Love Shack! Love Shack! Baby! And then I can't tell you how many times they knocked on the door. Like, it's like, it was insane.
What was
it was so good.
One of the girl at one of the horse shows, they did like a semi karaoke, and someone was like, "Oh, I know all the words. I'll just do like Let It Go or something." Mm-hmm. There's actually a lot more words in Let It Go.
There's a lot of words in Let It Go.
Than Let It Go. Like
there's a lot of notes in Let It Go.
They kind of thought it was Let It Go was the whole song, and it wasn't. So they were a little bit surprised.
That's the thing. That sneaks up on too many people. You gotta make sure you know the verse, or at least the tune of the verse, before you get up there. Never mind the bridge. That is almost a universal. The overwhelming majority of people have just decided to do away with nobody knows the bridge of the song. You just need to at least have the chorus and verse down.
Yep.
But if you don't have the verse, then it's gonna be embarrassing. Yeah. It's gonna be bad. There's one of same girl actually I was talking about earlier who I used to work with. We go out to karaoke every now and again. She's probably the person I've been to the most. And she has like her one classic song that she sings every single time.
Okay, yeah.
And it's and everybody says I'm pretty fly for a white guy. Song, which is a great karaoke song to pick. That one's funny.
Isn't that the song?
That is basically, it's, you kind of just sort of like speak it.
Yeah, I think I know all the words for it, but I think that's the name of the song, isn't it?
I think so.
Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
I think so. That's at least, it's one of those that's like the thing that everybody knows it as.
Right.
What makes it so good is that she has a very high-pitched voice. So when she goes, she's like such a distinct, everybody says I'm pretty fly for a white guy. Or the give it to me, baby. Like she sounds just like that. It is the best. It's my favorite rendition. Yeah. It's so good.
I have the problem that a lot of the songs that I really want to sing, so the thing with karaoke is you want to sing songs that everybody knows.
Yes.
And I'm like, but a lot of the songs that I know the like raps to are not like songs that everybody knows.
Yeah, I run into that all the time.
And I'm like, so I have to think, I've thought about before what I want my thing. So I have a lot of, what is that, Mika, the French guy that sings, this is my problem.
Yeah, I was going to say,
where
this is
like, I've got all of the words to his songs, half of them are French. And
I
I'm
wouldn't
like,
pick that.
Dang. I know. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, okay. I was going to say also musical theater picks, generally, if it's a popular musical theater thing, most people find that fun.
Yeah.
Somebody did, last time I was out, somebody did the Genie song from Aladdin. And I'd never heard somebody do that one before. That was a really good pick.
Such a good pick.
That was a really good pick. The problem with karaoke for me is that I always think I sound good while singing in the car. Once I'm out of a car, I hear my voice and realize how wrong I am.
So false. Actually, the problem with that is that you lose your backup singer, which is the main singer of the song.
That's so true.
Once you lose that
Once you're out there alone, it's like, oh, I can't actually hit that riff, can I?
Not only that, but they have effects going into their songs.
Yeah.
So they'll have reverb, they'll have all these like multiple
Everybody
things,
is auto-tuned a little bit.
Yeah, and they also
at least
have
a little bit.
Yeah, they'll have like little backdrop sounds to their voice. Mm-hmm. And so when you're up there, you sound like a naked little baby.
Yeah.
And you're out there alone, lost and confused.
Yes.
This is why I have not gone to karaoke yet.
Yeah. It's just so hard to pick. Yeah, it's hard to pick a song that everybody knows. Well, and also we're like, with like the demographic of people who are where we're at. I'm really struggling because they all only want people to do country music, and I don't really know any country songs. I noticed because I did one country song one time, and suddenly people were like, "This is amazing!" like I felt like a shift.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, you gotta pick songs that everybody knows.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Or oldies and stuff that like I just don't know as much.
Yeah.
If I pick a song that I think is popular, the people that are at the karaoke bar that I'm at, there's just hardly anybody even in my age demographic in the room. Nobody knows if I sing it.
I have a terrible singing voice. I know this, but when at work, I hear 1,000 Miles start playing. But I could walk far. So I used to do in my head. I also, as a surprise to nobody, now that I say it out loud, I get the lyrics wrong all the time.
Really?
And I'll like remember what I think are the lyrics, and then people are like, what? So I would do when I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, and then to be the man to walk 10,000 miles to end up at your door. That is not the words. It's 1,000 miles, not 10,000 miles.
It's 10,000. I went
10,000 amount.
Who cares?
And I do that all the time. So walk 10,000
oh my
miles.
gosh.
And they were like, the math doesn't even add up. And I was
as
like,
long as you're doing that voice, that's really all that. That's another thing that will really help is if the singer just sounds a little funny.
Right.
And that really, that's gonna go. But like the, what is the, what's going on?
Yeah. Right.
That's a great pick because of that.
So are we going out after Secrets? We totally should.
I want to, really, but I love karaoke. I love karaoke.
Yeah, we would have much better, like, this is Marcus's saying that we'd have much better engagement.
Yeah, that's 100% true. That would help me out a lot. Yeah. I can find a couple of songs that people know. I don't know. My go-to is always Paramore. That's my go-to.
Yeah.
That's the one that I'll do almost every day, because it's like, most people at least have a cursory knowledge of like some of the bigger hits. Like I'll do I'll do Misery Business. Everybody basically knows that song. Right. Like that's fun.
Right. I think it would be a great team building exercise with a boyfriend to be like, we're gonna go do a duet. It wouldn't have to be a duet, but it would just be we just go sing.
No, it has to be a duet. We make it a duet. Do a really good one.
I can't remember
the most intimidating duet.
We actually went on a cruise last week, and there was like songs on all the time. Like that's part of the amp for the cruise, right? Mm-hmm. And there was like, it was one of those moments where I'm like, the world has aligned, where we were singing a song, and he did the one part, and I did the next part. It was like where the singer does the thing, and then the other person, or like the crowd does the background. And he did the singing, I did the background, and then he did the singing, and I was like, the world is aligned! It is time! This is how it goes, people.
Oh,
it was so funny. I was like, oh my gosh. We do have to go do karaoke, though.
I really want to. I love karaoke so much. It's so fun.
Yeah. We could do it here, which is nice of the crowd.
Yeah. We could make ourselves into a crowd.
We actually have quite a few people. We just would probably scare 98% of the people in our group.
Yeah.
I do that a lot, though. I don't really realize it. Because, like, I do a lot of, like, bigger group things all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's do a pumpkin carving contest. And it's going to be really cute. And then I actually think I intimidate some of the people. Not me, but, like, the event actually ends up being quite intimidating. And I don't really realize that until we're doing things, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should. Like, and a karaoke seems exactly like that kind of thing, where I'm like, this is gonna be so fun, and then people are just terrified and want to leave. It's something to be really aware of, because I don't want to scare people out of my house.
Yeah.
I try not to do that very much. I do it sometimes on purpose, but...
Karaoke is one of those things that's, like, you just, like, it's gotta be something the whole group wants wants to do. Yeah. Because it's not as fun when it's like two people are the only ones doing it. Right. Like, come on, they want to do it with you.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
Yeah.
If we go to Japan.
Yes.
Then that is a huge thing in Japan. Karaoke bars are like the thing over there. So we could go do that.
Would it be in English?
I'm sure they
I
have
guess
songs
they probably
in
have
English.
options.
They have a lot of American music is overseas too.
Yeah.
They actually did a study, like one of the producers was really annoyed because he had his songs, I think it was in Spain, he had all his songs in Spanish. And he was like, I could just make a song in vaguely English sounding words and it would sell better. And it didn't have any English words. It was just what he thought English sounded like. It was just like a test. And it was no, it wasn't the Undeniably. No. But it was a different song and it sounded like English, what foreigners think English sounds like.
Yeah.
And he just made the song and put it out and it was incredibly popular. And then he was like, yeah, these aren't words, idiot. Like these are just sounds that sound English and it totally worked. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that's how it is. We're just so cool. Everybody knows Americans are really cool. That's our normal.
That's definitely our reputation.
Yeah, our reputation is cool people. I'm a little worried going to Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay, we have a big group. If we can even get over there by the time October rolls around.
Is that the song?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
I don't know, that's probably what English sounds like to whatever it is.
Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah, I think that's probably that one. I only heard about it, and not actually the whole thing, but I only heard about the story, and I was like, that makes sense.
What would be your go-to karaoke song?
Well, that's a good thing.
You gotta have something going in. You gotta have some ideas, because otherwise you'll just spend the whole time thinking like.
But I have so many songs that I know all the lyrics to. I literally listen to music all the time. I love Play That Funky Music, White Boy would be the best.
That's a good one.
My dad loves that
People
song.
would love that song.
Yeah. And it's just funny. It's kind of a funny song. I love the Johnny Cash One Piece at a Time. It's like him stealing the car one piece at a time. I love that song. Like, there's a lot of good bangers that I like. There's some that I like because I'm like, I can get really sweet. So there's the Mika song. There's like, I could be brown, I could be blue.
I do know who that is.
I could be hyper, like I be purple, like I be anything you like.
Yeah.
That song.
Yeah, that's a really good pick. No, people know that one. Okay. I didn't know that was Mika.
Yeah. So like, I really love that one. So like those ones are
that's
fun
a really
because
good
it's
pick.
kind of,
no, that's a really good pick.
And then also it would be funny to be, which I've done this before with like a voice and like, what are they called? Modifier, whatever it is, to just have someone, and probably like, I don't know, I could maybe get Chris to do it, but I could do the part where it's like, lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely.
Oh my god.
And then he could do like the actual rapping part, because I think that would be really fun too.
One. That's funny.
But there's so many songs that I really like. I really do like. One Piece at a Time would be great. But,
that's a great pick.
But like,
people would love that, especially this demographic. Would be very down for that one. The one country song I did that was Before He Cheats.
Oh yeah.
That really wakes up the
Oh, I bet.
I had somebody like grab my shoulder back and was just like, "Girl, you are country," and I was like, "That is like verified. That's not true." But they verified that it's true, like there's factual that we're able to, because I dug exactly. Yeah, people go crazy. Me too, honestly. Hold on, because the first time I heard that when I was in like late middle school, early high school, it was just like I was changed.
Yeah.
I was suddenly prejudiced against women who drink fruity drinks. I felt that in my soul. I was just like, yeah.
I would also love to do Candy Shop.
Oh my god.
That would be awesome.
You doing Candy Shop would be awesome.
So cool.
I feel like a woman is such a good
But it
fit.
really only does. Okay, so who we were at the horse show, I don't know, one time, and there was this guy, and he went all out to Dangerous Woman. And it was the
That's
best.
A really good pick.
Everybody was screaming.
Dude.
It was so good.
Oh, that's a really good pick.
It was really good.
That's true. If it's a really good ballad like that, like a really high drama one, that can be really fun if you're willing to have fun with it. What I don't super dig, I don't know, on occasion.
Right.
Like, because I've definitely seen like, and sometimes this will happen in our downtown, is that sometimes somebody will come up because they're actually trying to advertise their own music or a show that they're doing later that week or something, and I didn't come here for a concert. Now, if you're like a sleeper hit, you've had a couple margaritas at the bar, but you still sound awesome while you're singing Kelly Clarkson, I am at a concert. I'm at your concert. But I don't, nobody likes to, it's just like, you just can't, but if I can tell you rehearsed, if I can tell that you're trying to sell me something, like there's something, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference. It's different. It's not that you can't be good. You could be great. You could be great. But like when somebody right after is like, and like check out my Spotify, and we're putting on a show later this week or whatever, it's just like you killed the vibe. And also, I already knew. Somehow you could just tell. Yeah. You can definitely tell.
It was one of the things. Okay.
Yeah, don't drop your mixtape. It's not the place.
Yeah, it's not the place. We went on a cruise, and they ended up having a lot of musical shows. Yeah. And they were lovely. They were very good. They had a good job. But you could tell a lot of, which I think is really funny. They have all these incredible singers, and then they'll sing pop songs. And I'm like, you gotta tone down your classical training. Yeah. They'll sing them in a very classical way, and it sounds horrible. Yeah. And I'm like, I know you know how to sing, and I know you're a very beautiful singer, but that's not how pop songs are. You can't go by vibratoing some like hip hop nonsense. It just sounds bad. Yeah, you gotta loosen it up. And so like I always think that's funny, where I'm like, they're really trying. They want to be the main actor here, so they're singing their little heart out, and I'm like, yeah, but do less, because like it sounds bad. Less is more. Less is more, especially a lot of pop songs. They're not meant to be like great works of art over here. They're just catchy. Some of it is so simple. Yeah. So I get annoyed with that. I hate when people oversing. But even just and I'm like, just do the thing. It's fine. We don't need to. Don't get me wrong. If you're killing it, then girl, I'm with you. Like it's like you like do not. It's not that you like have to be bad to do karaoke. It's just you can just tell when somebody's like feeling their grits versus they're like gonna have a fun time. Right. Right. I don't know. I do love watching performances though. So we grew up. This is probably not what everybody else did in their lives, but we grew up on operas. And I don't think anybody in this audience has ever been to an opera, but we grew up on operas. And my mom loves operas, so we go to operas, and there's an outdoor opera house in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and it's the second. Oh, that's really cool. It's like one of the top-rated opera houses in the world. Like it is phenomenal. The acoustics are so good that it's an open-air opera house, which means all the sides are open, and they still don't wear microphones. So the acoustics on the roof are so good that you can hear all the way in the back, just as well in the front, and there's still open walls. Like, it's unbelievable. The walls are open so you can see the New Mexico landscape, and it's phenomenal. But so we have those kind of performances, and that are just beautiful, beautiful performances. Gosh, that sounds awesome. But it ends up being, like, so different. Yeah. Then we went out, and I was like, I gotta go to an LMFAO concert. And I was like, whoa! Yeah. Dang. We went to it was a Black Eyed Peas concert, and LMFAO opened for them. And I had never seen them before. And we were just blown away. Oh my we had no idea what was happening. It was wild. They came out in like Star Trooper suits and were just air humping an entire. It was like 60 of them. That's kind of amazing. It was. That's kind of incredible. It was a great performance. I would honestly like totally go see that again because it was totally out of loop. We had no idea what we were getting into, and 60 stormtroopers walked up onto the stage and we're just doing. It was a great time. It was a good time. We had a similar thing. We went to a ninja sex party concert.
And that one was wild, but that was so much fun. One of the most fun live performances that I've seen. It was so fun.
They have some really good ones. I love going to concerts. The energy's great. I actually went to I've never been into football. We're from New Mexico. They don't have football. It's all Hispanics, so we have a lot of soccer, but no football.
Yeah.
And so we went to a football game for the first time last fall. The energy was super cool. Like, the energy at concerts and football games and, like, big sporting events, it's hard to recreate. Like, it's hard to get a grasp of how hyped everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, you just don't know. I mean, the decibels are crazy. You can feel the ground shaking.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a... People are like, I don't want to go to one of these events. And I'm like, you don't even have to like the event.
Yeah.
But, like, the crowd's energy, it really gets you hyped.
I feel
it
like,
really
yes.
gets you hyped. It doesn't matter what
yes.
you're into, but, like, if you get into one of those environments, you can feel it rattling your ribcage, and it's phenomenal.
I feel like the description of, like, what a concert is doesn't actually sound very fun. Like, just standing in a room listening to somebody play what you could listen to in your car or whatever.
And people are like, it's
so different being there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get it until I went to one. I was just like, like, I get why people would go to it. I truly did not really understand. I was like, why would it?
Well, and I've gone to people who hate crowds, and getting in and getting out is tough.
Yes, that's
That's tough. But especially if you go to a concert where you have your own assigned seat, it's just like any other place where you have an assigned seat.
Yeah.
You have your own seat, you have probably your friends on either side of you. It's not actually that claustrophobic. Getting in, getting out is tough.
Yeah.
But you might just have to be a little patient and wait.
Yeah.
Like, or do something like that. Because it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. I don't know. Yeah, I can't imagine going to a wrestling thing. That would be so cool. I bet those are off the charts.
I saw, I was served this all day today on my TikTok. That apparently some people in New York, staged that WrestleMania's coming up. They staged their own WrestleMania on the subway.
What?
Yes.
No
They
way.
had 2 fights, and I've seen videos of every single angle. Somebody brought it. This is not a bit. They brought out a shoddily it's literally just plywood, but they made a table, and they like crashed somebody through. It's still on the subway. One of the fights ended with the subway doors opened at a stop, and one guy grabbed the other guy and dragged him off the train and pretended to throw him into the wall.
No way! That's awesome!
It was awesome! It was so fun. They did their entrances, they did everything. Like, these people are working the crowd. Somehow, they've made a pocket in a very packed subway train for them to still be in the center.
Are you kidding me? I would stand back.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
Go for it.
I've seen every single angle of this performance. I've seen there were people with one guy had like a sign that said like, I paid $2.50 to see Subway Mania or some like whatever his fare is for the subway. Right. And like there's some angles where somebody's just trying to get a video and you can see it's just over hundreds of shoulders as people are still so cramped packed in this subway.
Phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
I love fan-based stuff like that too.
Dude, so fun. I don't know who's responsible, but they're my hero.
Good work, guys.
My actual hero.
She's very happy.
That's incredible.
Y'all have to send that to me. That sounds awesome.
Isn't that insane?
That sounds wild. I love fan stuff like that. That's so cool.
I wish I could go to Subway Mania. I wish I had been there. I would have missed my stop. Dude, can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Well, because you know that they might, I don't know. They might have advertised it. But I feel like it is a way stronger likelihood that this
they just showed
just happened. Yeah. And then the people that were there were there.
Yeah.
Like,
they probably just
some people came for it, sure. But there's no way that everybody in that car knew that they were signed up for Subway Mania.
Don't tease us like that, Colby, because I would absolutely go to Subway Mania 2026.
It was 4 wrestlers, or they had people who were impersonating the wrestlers. They had Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn was one of the fights. And then they had a fake Dominic Mysterio and a Jey Uso. Which are all pretty great picks. Pretty great picks. Jey's is like a very popular one right now. He's a great pick to do an impersonation of because he's got like the catchy stuff. His thing is yeet.
Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
I said that the other day, and I was like, I think I'm a little behind the times.
Yeah, it's a little behind the times.
I ended up yeet.
He was doing the whole thing. He had for him, because his is so popular, he had the whole cart singing his theme song for him as he's coming out, because that's his thing, is that you do it to his theme song. Yeah. Oh my god.
Have you hung out with any 18-year-olds recently?
Actually, yeah.
Have you? So I really don't.
Corey's mom's trying to start a small group.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have a couple clients that, like, writing clients that are, like, 12 and 15 and stuff, and, like, but young and cute and cuddly. Mm-hmm. And then I had one of my clients' friends who is helping, like, house sit their house or something at 18 years old. She came to ride, and I was like, what is this lingo? Oh my gosh. Old. Like, dang.
What were they saying?
It was like ballad or like trust, and I just say some random thing. I'd be like, yeah, I think we'll have to go do something tomorrow. They'd be like, yeah, this, and I'd be like, I'd say something that they agreed with or something whatever it was, and they were just like trust, and I'm like, did not match. That did not match what I said.
No! No, Bryn.
I'm like, there was.
Bryn, it's coming for you.
I'm like, okay. Where did that? Okay,
it's coming for you like a train.
I've never felt so much like where I was just like, it's happening. It's happened. I'm old because I really did. There were many things where I was like, way back in the day, people used to be like, that's sick, and people were like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I was like, you were thinking,
obviously, you silly little curmudgeon-y old man.
I'm like, obviously, it's a good thing. Obviously. And then I was talking to her, and I was like, is that a good thing?
Oh my gosh.
I wish I remembered more of the stuff, but at the time,
I want to know what they were saying.
Yeah, I should invite her over or something and just be like, can you just talk for a while? I'm just gonna have a chat, because, like, I just want... And it went hardcore. Like, the whole time, she was, like, slanging it up, and I was like, I'm old. This has happened.
Oh, I want to know what she said to you.
I just haven't been around that many young people, so, like, it hasn't crept in or anything. It was just like a pa! Like, all at one time. I just didn't know what she was saying. And I was like, okay, well, And I would, like, as she was saying it, I'd repeat it back to her because I was, like, so blown away. So she'd be like, trust. And I'd be like, trust. I'd be like,
it's a call and response.
Yeah. I do that a lot, actually. For, I don't know why reason. It's just like I'm processing it in my brain, and I also say it out loud.
Just so you know that I know what you said.
No, it's mostly just for my self-processing stage. I don't know what she said. I don't know what we're doing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the Tarzan method. Yeah, exactly. I just repeat what they say to try and comprehend what it is. It really does. It really is a thing. I also mimic people a lot, so, like, it ends up being a thing. I've tried very hard. This is a personal vendetta, and it's not even a vendetta, but Corey loves starting trends in our group. Yes. It's his favorite thing. I think he does it on purpose.
Yes.
Where it's like a
coordinated attack.
Yeah, it's like a power play. And he's like, he doesn't be like, I bet I can get them to whip or whatever. But, like, he'll start, and then he's like, I can make this happen. And then he pushes and pushes and pushes until it happens. And, like, he'll say something or something, and I'm like, can't do it. Ain't nothing you can do. You don't have nothing on me.
I think he knows he's contagious.
He knows, and he loves it.
I think he does. I think he does.
Loves it.
It is also...
Oh, no.
Hold on. I said all beans before I knew Corey. I want to make that clear.
Her. That's her, for sure.
I think all beans is me. Mm-hmm. I got it from my best friend, because she says it all the time. And I think that she got it from over the garden wall.
Oh, yeah. Over the picket fence?
Over the picket fence.
It took me a while to figure out.
Although I think he might have also been saying, there's a good chance that one is just when we kind of like walked into that room and just kind of like, just sort of.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. One of my clients says you must be joking me. And I'm like, I kind of like that. I might steal that.
That one's good. I've definitely stolen slang before. There's one girl.
I just don't want to steal from Corey. I won't give him that sense of satisfaction.
He knows he's contagious.
He knows it. He doesn't need that kind of thing going to his head. He's got a big head. He doesn't need it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, poor Corey. He does. He tried to find a cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah?
I think it was a cowboy hat.
Does he not fit mine?
Couldn't. I don't know if he tried on yours.
I have a giant head.
It's just hard for him to find hats. I think he would wear more hats if it wasn't.
It's very hard for me to find hats. Yeah.
Because he does. He's got a lot of thinking up in that dome. What are you gonna do about it? When you got so many thoughts? When your brain's so big?
I know. Yep. We're just so thoughtful. I'm a thoughtful guy.
Mm-hmm. I definitely stole. There was one girl I knew. I don't even see her that much. But she would say all the time. She'd be like, "Oh, that's crazy!" Like,
oh yeah.
She was very funny.
I'll give you $1 instead of you won't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. The music.
Oh, the music did die. It was a playlist, and I think we just ran out of time.
Oh, I think it was a video.
It's a video.
I can start it again.
We probably should go at some point.
Not without music.
Oh yeah, we do need a soundtrack for our fantastic. I like that our backdrop is the secrets between the stars, and it's just a black dot. Can you guys tell that that's like a black hole, or no?
Oh, guys, don't listen to that. Wait, that's an ad.
I'm feeling it.
It's fine. I'll take it.
I feel the vibe. This is great.
You wanna guess what it's for?
What?
That's not a guess.
Oh, shampoo.
No.
Oh. What was it for?
Squarespace.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I can. I've always seen a black hole. That's good. I mean, you probably see that in your day-to-day life in the black abyss of retail.
Get wrecked. Oh, the black hole.
Yeah. I was just thinking that because I've never actually seen it like in person. I mean, I painted it, so I have seen it in person.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
I think Corey originally wanted a very complicated thing. It was it was something that was really complicated, and I was like, I just don't think I can do that. So black hole is gonna be dream big.
Dream big.
One, it's good. Like I can always tone it down. It's fine. If he had said, "Can you draw me a black hole?" I would have been like, but he started so high.
Yeah.
That I was like, I could probably do a black hole. Can't possibly be any worse than what he asked for. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's always fun.
That's so funny.
We should paint a background on here at some point, like on the show.
That's a great idea.
We can hang it up.
I do wish we had more. Mm-hmm. They're just so fun.
I have a new idea for the backdrop, but it's in the house. I'll show it to you.
Oh, I do know about this.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's an idea.
Well, there you go.
Oh, it's good. Those are all my ideas. I don't know if they're good. It's okay. Figure it out. Nobody said no to me yet.
Said it's an idea. Mm-hmm.
Well, sweet. Well, I think we did an excellent job on the charcuterie board. I think we did some damage. Did some serious damage, and I guess we'll head out. I think next, I have no bad ideas. That's it. This is why me and Colby get along.
Well chatted.
All
around, well chatted.
Next week, we are going to do a painting show, but it's not going to be me.
It's not going to be
This
me.
is actually it for the 40K. 40K, Nick and Colby are going to be painting things.
If you haven't voted yet.
Oh, yes. This is very important.
Go vote. It's in the
Marines.
announcement section of the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, go join the Discord.
What did you vote for?
I voted for Space Marines and then Tyranids.
Woo!
Yep.
Actually, I like both of those, so good work.
Excellent
work. There's one that has no votes, so try and guess which one.
Yeah, there is one that... No, I think it has one vote, because I think it was Brett.
Yeah, Brett, I think, felt bad.
Yeah. I believe... Now, I checked it, this morning or something. Mm-hmm. And so it might have changed since then. But this morning, I believe that Space Marines and Tech Marines were actually tied.
Oh my god. Okay, go Space Marines. You guys better go Space Marines.
You could go and break a tie right now.
Yeah, go get it. Mm-hmm. Go get it. And then we also have Sundays. We have Strange Aeons is back. We did our first show last week. So Strange Aeons is back. We've got Starfinder on Wednesdays. And then we are going to be having quite a few more shows upcoming. We have down the pipeline. We just had to get these ones out first because they were a lot of work. And Sully did a lot of work. So good job, Sully.
Minnesota Bryn.
I did a lot of work, but it was ages ago.
Yeah, that's true. It was more on the prep side.
Ages ago. We actually have been planning the next season of these shows forever. So I think we did the art in like July or August of last year.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long ago. We were still playing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I do a lot of the art for Corey because he's doing a homebrew.
Yeah.
So a lot of that art, and that takes a long time because I'm trying to make it like fit Corey's idea.
Yeah.
So like that actually takes a long time for me because I haven't quite figured out. It's much easier for me to make a character and just have it be whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
But if it has to be a specific thing, then I lose.
Harder.
It starts getting worse much faster. Well, sweet. Well, thanks for being here with us, guys. And then we're gonna go.
I'm gonna go turn off the stream.
Turn off the stream.
Bye.
Do we have anything else that we're supposed to plug? Oh, merch store. You can go turn off the stream.
The merch store.
I actually thought I was actually gonna wear another shirt tonight, but I guess we gotta be fancy. But I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for hanging out.